You are going to see a lot of viewer emails in tonight's newscast, and that's what we are all about. Your questions and your feedback drive this newscast, so please send something our way, 7 p.m. at WRAL.com.
First up, more Cyclospora cases confirmed in North Carolina. This is that nasty parasite that can cause weeks of diarrhea. Investigations and investigators are working on this. It's underway right now to figure out the source of all of it.
Here are the latest numbers just released this evening. 307 confirmed cases in North Carolina, 13 people hospitalized. At least 186 cases are in Wake County alone. We've been talking a lot about this topic over the past few weeks, and tonight we're going to go in depth because many of you have been emailing us about this, voicing concerns and asking questions.
A viewer named Chuck wrote in and has been waiting for this. He wrote 7 p.m. at WRAL.com. Are you planning any reports on cyclospores? So we're going to go through a few emails like that tonight because the interest makes sense. Look, I get it. We don't know exactly how many more cases there could be out there. We haven't figured out the source of it. Symptoms can take weeks to form, and when they do, it's not good, facing weeks of diarrhea. So yeah, Chuck, I get it. Let's do that report.
And let's start with those case numbers because, again, those are the confirmed cases, 307 of them statewide, but there almost certainly are more.
I think we can assume there are more individuals out there with Cyclospora, but as mentioned, they may have mistaken their symptoms for another foodborne illness or another GI. So there likely are higher numbers out there than what we have reported here on our dashboard.
Naturally, we wondered, is there a way to figure out how many more cases there are? I mean, remember COVID? They were testing for it in wastewater. What better place to test for a parasite that causes diarrhea, right? So I asked Wake County's Deputy Public Health Director, can we find more cases by testing the wastewater?
There's not a model for wastewater testing for Cyclospora. We have seen wastewater monitoring and testing be effective for other diseases such as measles and COVID-19, but that is not necessarily the case with Cyclo.
Okay, so it sounds like we might not get a perfect picture of just how many cases there are, but 300 plus is a lot. North Carolina actually has the fourth most cases in the country. Michigan tops the list with more than 3,300 cases. And that's worth noting that local governments are tracking this state by state because there's also some concern that cuts at the federal level might be hurting this effort.
Yeah, we received emails about this too. This is a viewer named Julie wrote in and said, I would love to see more reporting done on the CDC cuts and downgraded tracking of this foodborne parasite. So Julie is right about those cuts, but let's be clear about the tracking. You see, the government did not stop tracking Cyclospora. The cases are still being reported to state health departments and to the CDC. We just went through those just a moment ago. Outbreaks also still being investigated. What Julie is referring to is the change that took place last July. The CDC made it optional for people to report Cyclospora cases to one of its specialized programs called FoodNet. Now think of FoodNet almost like a market index for foodborne illnesses. They watch trends. They're seeing if there are certain infections that are rising or falling or changing over time. But FoodNet is not the system that investigators use to track down the source of something like Cyclospora. What it will do is downgrade our ability to easily see the yearly trends and to compare outbreaks to others in the past. And history, to be honest, is pretty important here. You know, this parasite has been around for a while, probably been around for a really long time. Our scientists first observed it in Papua New Guinea back in 1977. It was then entering the mainstream here in America during the first recognized outbreaks here in the mid-90s. This is a paper published in 1997 after 1,400 cases in 20 states were spread there after people were infected by infected raspberries from farms in Guatemala. But even then, investigators couldn't really figure out exactly how the berries got contaminated. And now 30 years or such later, that does remain the central challenge with this parasite. Now, of course, we know where it originates in human feces, but figuring out how that gets into the food has been tricky. In 2019, the FDA created the Cyclospora task force with experts from the CDC and FDA to figure this stuff out. And they learned a lot before they were then disbanded in the 2025 federal cuts. The parasite begins, again, in the feces of an infected person, but it is very rarely spread from person to person. You see, when it first leaves the body, it's generally not infectious. In fact, it must spend about a week or two outside of the body in the right conditions to then become infectious. This makes it nearly impossible to find ground zero. Where did something like this start? Usually, through the research, they found that it comes from infected runoff or infected water that's used to irrigate a field. So picture this, sewage gets into the water that they use for irrigation, and then they spray that water across acres and acres of produce. And all of that is kind of why we still don't know the origin or the source of this recent outbreak.
And while health officials work to figure that out, the rest of us have to figure out what to do while Cyclospora is here. And it brings us to another email in the 7 p.m. inbox. A good question from a viewer named Myra. She wrote, "At what point should we seek medical attention?" Right now, the best advice is to wait a week. The medical director at WakeMed Urgent Care told me lots of people are not waiting. They're showing up to urgent care asking for a test. The thing is, those tests are expensive, like $700 expensive.
Our biggest ask to the public is to avoid the temptation, avoid the ask to test too early. The majority of diarrhea cases will resolve in a few days, and viral illnesses are still common. So we recommend that anything under 7 days, we defer testing. So we do not test under 7 days.
There are lots of other things that can cause diarrhea, right? IBS, lactose intolerance, norovirus, other pathogens. If the symptoms aren't gone after a week, then it might be time to get a test for Cyclospora. But nobody wants to endure days of diarrhea before getting treatment. I mean, really, nobody wants those symptoms at all. And that brings us to a follow-up question from a viewer named Linda. She wrote, "I need vegetables in my life and fresh fruit. What can I do to prevent the explosive diarrhea?" Well, Linda, you should always wash your produce, but adding vinegar or baking soda, it's unfortunately not going to get rid of Cyclospora. If you're really worried about it, the easiest thing to do is to cook your produce. Either way, Dr. Chow from WakeMed says this should not be an excuse to skip your vegetables.
Live your life. Until we know what the source is, until we can identify it's this product from this farm or from this batch, right? I personally practice what I preach. I'm going to continue to enjoy my fruits and vegetables.
Gives you a little reassurance, maybe. It all comes down to who's listening and what your risk tolerance is. If you listen to Dr. Chow, determined to live your life, you know, he's still eating salads and doing so with reckless abandon.
Well, maybe you're more careful, right? Avoiding raw produce, you're cooking every vegetable that you eat. Whatever you do, wash your hands, stay on top of your hygiene. Because, of course, while the Cyclospora outbreak makes its rounds, there are plenty of other viruses and things that could have you feeling pretty gross before your next fruit salad does.
So, how was that, Chuck? We do a good job? Is that enough Cyclospora reporting for you? Maybe not. Maybe there's something more that we missed. Let us know. Email 7 p.m. at WRAL.com. Tell us what is on your mind. We'll go in depth. We'll talk about it here at 7 o'clock.